hard to top what was already said about you thus far. You've gotten an incredible amount, a credible amount of love for your job in this matter. Some even say superhero.
Darrell Brooks Jr. calls Judge Dorow a superhero. What's going on, everyone? Christian G. Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube. SightSoundsFlavors.com. Rocking the Kermit the Frog Christmas t-shirt. Hope you guys have a happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, New Year's, whatever, because it's going to be a cool one. And it snowed a little bit here in Louisville, Kentucky yesterday, and we're expecting some record cold. I haven't seen much snow, maybe about a windshield's worth, but who knows? Maybe I'll go out there now and be covered in it. Who knows? It's not Michigan, though. So this clip here was a clip that a viewer from Omaha wanted me to cover, and I got to tell you, I had not seen it, and it comes from the sentencing, and it's Darrell Brooks Jr. being as pathetic can be. He calls Judge Dorow, the same Judge Dorow that he stared down to the point she had to leave chambers, the same Judge Dorow that he basically harassed and mocked and just was completely insensitive to and disrespectful to for the whole trial. Now we see him during the sentencing where he's trying to call her a superhero and just laying on the accolades. You know, Darrell Brooks Jr., the smooth operator, you know what I mean? And, the judge doesn't want any part of this. You know, she was very clear. Look, the state made its recommendations. The victims made their recommendations. Now I want to hear from you. Like, what are your recommendations? How should I sentence you? Now, understand, by this point, the jury has already found him guilty. The trial is over. This is the sentencing part. And the reality of the matter is that to the very last minute, this guy is looking for an end game. You know, to the very last minute, he thinks that he can still somehow get himself out of this. And it's just crazy to me because, you know, this would have been a good opportunity, maybe the last opportunity for him to apologize, because he knew that for the whole trial, even when he was in the other courtroom, even maybe when he was in his cell, even though there wasn't a camera in his cell, we could hear him, that the world was watching. So he had to know that for the sentencing, the world would be watching. And I think that if he would have apologized or taken some accountability for what he did during the Waukesha Christmas Parade and what he did during the trial, it would have at least given the families something. Not closure, but something. You know, the guy's a monster, but maybe he's starting to realize, because you got to remember, he's not going to be executed. He's going to live a long life. At the very least, another 10 years, 20 years, who knows? So if he at least had shown some remorse during the sentencing portion and continued to show remorse throughout his life, it would mean something on some level to the families. They would know that the man that's spending the rest of his life in prison that did the horrible things that he did is at least sorry. They're not going to forgive him, and they're not going to want him to come out. And they may not even want him to have a somewhat tolerable existence. But the fact that he's sorry will mean something. I don't care what anyone says, my opinion, it will mean something. And maybe it didn't get him a benefit, but it would be the right thing to do. After doing so many wrongs in your life, doing the right thing, it's not going to get you out of prison. It's not going to get you an extra fruit cocktail. It's not going to get you a summer sausage. But what it might do is it might just be the right thing to do. He didn't do that. He tried to schmooze the judge. Then he tried to say that he already spent a year in prison and how that should remove one of the counts. And then he went back to what he'd always done. I don't understand the charges. I'm not trying to sabotage the process. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I just don't understand why I'm here. I don't see a plaintiff. How can you try me? Do you have subject matter jurisdiction? And then the whole thing starts all over again. Excuse me. Still got a cold. 8 days later, still got a cold. I'm pretty sure I got the flu. So flu's going all around here. And, but that's what happens. It all goes full circle. It all starts all over again. The charade starts all over again. And then when he doesn't get his way, then the anger kicks in. And when the anger kicks in, the stare downs come out. The accusations come out. And even into the sentencing, when it's all done, like I said, you know, the jury has come back. The verdict's been read. He's done. He's still now going to employ the sovereign citizen stuff that he got from Don's friend, or he got it from somewhere. He didn't get it from the prison. He got it from somewhere. And I insist that he got it from Don, somebody in Don's orbit, boyfriend maybe, close friend, I don't know. But he goes right back to that. And a lot of people believe that he will continue to be that recalcitrant, remorseless individual his whole life. And who knows? We haven't seen him do any interviews from prison. We know those are coming. We know that, you know, like when a new prescription drug comes out, the big pharmaceuticals, they own the patent to it. So that means it can't be generic for like 2 or 3 years or whatever, so they can make all the money they possibly can. And sick, poor people that can't afford it will die off. You know, that sort of thing. Or maybe like when there's a big tragedy, you know, you got to wait like a year or two. Like, look at 9/11. I mean, 9/11 was one of the most catastrophic, one of the most horrific acts of violence, terrorism against our country that we've ever seen. And, you know, during those first few days, anybody that would make a joke, I mean, you know, it would go very badly. There was so much sorrow that would turn it into anger. And I wouldn't put it past the people, you know, basically taking him out and just stoning him or something. I mean, you know, but then what happened was, after a couple of weeks, Howard Stern and people like that, they started to make little jokes, you know, and because, you know, that week or two had passed. And, you know, so where I'm going with this is sort of where I was going with the whole prescription thing. And then after so long, generic can come out. And like, what I'm trying to say is that after a certain period of time, no one's going to make fun of this horrible situation, but what's going to happen is we're going to start seeing some ethically questionable movie houses, and they're going to be ethically questionable because to make a movie about this, to make money, is disgusting. But it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen right now. Right now, we're kind of in that 2-week post 9/11 process, but eventually somebody's going to come out and they're going to start making jokes about it. Now, with the 9/11 example, you know, people like Howard Stern and them, they could say, well, they're not doing it to make money. They're doing it to let the nation heal and move forward. BS. They're doing it because they're a shock value. They want people to say, oh my God, I can't believe it, and then go and watch and listen. You know, if they wanted to help the nation heal, they'd be out with the Red Cross or with the Salvation Army. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be, you know, with a radio show that's got multi-million-dollar advertisers, right? I mean, they've been doing this their whole career. They know how to stay on top. But I suspect that within another 2 or 3 years, Don's going to come out with a movie deal. Dr. Mary Edwards is going to come out with a movie deal, you know, or they're going to be part of A&E documentaries, and they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid. And that's when Darrell Brooks' interviews are going to start. Listen, if you had, what was his name? Tom... Oh my God, from the Tomorrow Show. Tom, what was his last name? Tom Snyder. If you had Tom Snyder sitting in a prison cell with Charles Manson, you know it's only a question of time until some groundbreaking journalist is sitting in a jail cell with Darrell Brooks Jr., one of the, you know, most disgusting, you know, killers of our day. I mean, I don't know how you would title that, you know, sociopaths. talking to Darrell Brooks Jr., what were you thinking? How could you do this? I didn't do it. It wasn't me. And they just go on and on and on and on and on. And he won't make any money off of it, but he'll get the attention, and he'll get the notoriety in prison, and he'll live in infamy until he dies. And it's going to happen. I mean, if it doesn't, I would be pleasantly surprised. But it's going to happen. I just wanted to share this clip with you of Darrell Brooks Jr. calling Judge Dorow a superhero, because it just goes to show you that he will do anything, say anything, except show any kind of remorse, any kind of accountability. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please leave me new video ideas. You can send clips as well. Although it may be a while, because like I said, I've got like 80 clips and everybody wants me to cover theirs. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks again for watching Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. For me and Kermit, happy holidays.